Greetings. Get ready to embark on an extraordinary journey exploring the wonders of Proxmox LXC containers within your Proxmox Home Lab server. Today, we'll uncover why installing Docker in a VM on Proxmox is not the best approach, and instead, we'll showcase the advantages of leveraging Proxmox LXC containers, which run directly on bare metal. In this short video, we'll walk you through 4 exciting installations. Firstly, we'll demonstrate how to create a Proxmox LXC container. Next, we'll guide you through setting up Docker within our Proxmox LXC container. Then, we'll show you how to configure Portainer to seamlessly manage Docker containers. Finally, we will install Smokeping in our Docker container and open it in Portainer. So, buckle up and prepare to be amazed by the brilliance of this video. We kindly ask for your support by giving our video a thumbs up. Now, without further ado, allow me to introduce you to our Proxmox and LXC expert, Nico. Please note that Nico has a charming Dodecanese European accent while fluently speaking the Queen's English. Over to you, Nico.
Thank you, Josh. Today we are going to install Smokeping in our Proxmox server. Based on the comments we got from our previous video, we decided that we're going to do the full installation. We're going to start by creating an LXC container. Then we are going to install Docker on that container. Then we are going to install Portainer on that container. And finally, we are going to create the Smokeping server in the Docker container. We are going to provide links to all these blog pages down below so that you can follow this video and do the same on your side. We encourage you to do just that. We are going to start creating the LXC container in our Proxmox server. So let's log into Proxmox. I'm going to go through the process to create the LXC container. So we're going to follow these instructions here. Now first you need to go here, click this button. I'm going to call this Docker LXC container. And I'm also going to specify the IP address 86. And confirm the password. I'm going to shorten the name. I just want to change the password. Next, I'm going to use Ubuntu, this one here, Ubuntu 22.04. Disks, I'm going to give this machine 40 gigs. Let's make it 200. CPUs, I'm going to give it 2. And I'm going to limit this to 1 CPU so that if there's a problem in the container, it doesn't affect the server. Next. The memory, always give this thing enough memories. I'm going to give this thing 4096. You could actually give it 8 gig, but for now this is good enough. Networking. Now here we need to specify the IP address. I'm going to put my IP address .86. Gateway 10.154.2.3. I've got 2 gateways. I'm going to use that. I'm not worried about IP6 for now. And then you notice that this hasn't come up. You need to say /24. I'm happy with that. Next. Then you say finished, and this will now create it. Status, it's created it. Right, now we can close that. There it is. LXC container 86, that's correct. Now that we've done that, first we need to start it. Then we go to the console. Root. and unroot. So that was the first step. Now that we've done that, we want to go and install Docker in there. I personally don't like logging into the server as root, so I'm going to create the user. For that, I will provide you with a link below for that information as well. We have provided a link to this blog page below, and in here we'll show you the commands to create a user. We'll start by creating the user with the user add command, copy. Right, that was the password, full name, Nico M. I'm just going to leave these as default values. Is this correct? You can press enter or type Y. So we've created the user and we've already set the password, so we don't need to do this one. But now we need to run this command. Now the user is a Sudoer, and while I'm about it, I'm going to do the apt update. It's a new Ubuntu machine, we need to run this command. And I'm also going to add nano to it. And I'm going to install curl. And I'm also going to install wget. No, that's fine. Right, now we have all the prerequisites, and then finally the apt upgrade. We will pause this video. Now that we've done the update, we can start with the next step. We are now going to install Docker. I'm going to go to step 2 here. These instructions there are if you already had Docker installed and you want to remove it so that you can install it again. But for us, we've got up to here. So I'm just going to copy and paste all these commands into the terminal, and then after that I should have Docker running and I can then check the version. So this is going to be a very quick installation. Copy, paste, enter. Copy. Yes, we need to say yes. I'm going to pause the video until this is installed. Next. Copy that command. Done. Next, copy this command. And we need to press enter now. Copy. Press enter. Next. Next. We are now going to do a Sudoer apt update as we have added a new repository. That went very quick. Now we can install Docker. We will pause the video. Now to test Docker, you run docker -- version. And it's working, great. The next installation we are going to do is Portainer. With Portainer, you have to create a volume before you can use it. This is so that it can persist settings and things. Copy this exactly as it is here. Paste it into the terminal. Now you have two options for Portainer. You can run port 8000. Personally, I don't like to do that. As a Java developer, the 8000 range I use for my microservices. So I'm going to copy the legacy setting, which is the one that's not commented here, the bottom one. I recommend you do the same. And because this is a new Docker installation, it's going to want to download this. And that's what it's doing. It's downloading Portainer. This should go very quickly. And now we will go and open Portainer in the browser. Now this is the URL you would use, localhost, but for me I'm working across the network, so give me a minute. I'm just going to close this terminal now, I don't need it. I've made a shortcut to Portainer which I can access from here. One thing I must warn you, when you install Portainer, it's going to want you to enter a username and it wants the password to be a long password, and then you log in. Once you've logged in, click on the Docker image, this icon here. With Portainer, you can manage things like your network. So if you look here, you can see that my Proxmox bridge, this is my Proxmox bridge, and it's showing you that is available there. If we look at volumes, remember we created the Portainer data volume. So there it is, so that you can manage your volumes. The same with containers. If you click there, you will be able to see the various containers. And then there's something nice about Portainer, and that there are many templates. So if you want to install MariaDB or Postgres or Mongo or even a web server, you can click on one of these. You can install all these in your Docker container using Portainer. And we are now back at the dashboard. On the dashboard, you have buttons to all these things that we looked at. I will now install Smokeping. Before we install Smokeping into our Docker container on our Proxmox server, I just want to describe what it is and where we use this. You may ask, what does Smokeping give us? Firstly, It gives us latency monitoring on our network, tracks delays in the data transmission, identifies packet loss for crucial accessing network reliability. It offers an insight into the network performance trends over a period of time. This is a troubleshooting tool assisting in the diagnostic of network issues, pinpointing their causes. Smokeping has alerting mechanisms that can notify you of issues in the performance of your network. Smokeping provides historical data for analysis and decision making regarding the network optimization. Smokeping presents the data in graphs and charts for easy interpretation and communication of network performance. That's quite a mouthful. As you can see, this is really a very valuable software, also very useful for your own home network. I've provided references here. Smokeping is a very well documented application. Let's continue with our installation. The right way to get this to work is to install our Docker container inside our LXC container, which runs in Proxmox. You may ask, why do I want to use an LXC container when I can use a VM? When you install your Docker container in an LXC container, the LXC container runs on bare metal. So it's almost like a type 1 hypervisor. Whereas if you install Docker inside a VM, it's running inside an OS running on your server. And that is like a type 2 hypervisor. When you install Ubuntu server in a LXC container, you'll end up with a very small installation. It basically takes up 300 megabytes as opposed to a gigabyte when you install it in a VM. So you can see this thing is going to run substantially faster. It's smaller and it's connected directly to the bare metal. Enough said. Let's continue with the installation. First of all, I need to SSH to my container. I'm going to do that now. Then I want to sudo su-. I'm now root. We are now going to create a Smokeping directory inside our OPT folder. And then we are going to change directory to that folder, cd. And now we are going to create the Docker Compose file. Before you can do that, you need to do sudo apt install nano. I've already installed it, so it should report that. But that's what you need to do. After you've done that, now you can run this command, nano docker compose YAML. And into this file, we are going to put this content here, exactly as it is. I like that they've used UTC. That means this will run time zone agnostic. So no matter where you are, you will get the same time. And this is useful, especially when you are working with servers across different geographies. So let's save this file, Control S, Control X. Now I got this file from here. Let me just open the link. Here's an article I found which is quite useful, but what I did like is he shows you how to install it, and then here he provides the Docker Compose file. After I've done that, I now will do Docker compose up. That will start it. Let's see. Here it is. Now, because this is a new installation in my Docker, it's got to download things. It's busy downloading. You can see that. And this will only happen the first time. Afterwards, if you run Docker compose up, this thing will always start very quickly. And it's running. I would like to just point out something. I did notice that I have more than one container running, and they're all running on port 80, and this causes a problem. So what I have done is I have changed this to expose externally port 8080, and it's got to be that port to make this thing work. So like it is now, it will work. I had to edit this file, so Command Nano and just make the change, because you're going to land up using port 80 for a web server or something. Control S X. And then you say Docker compose up. And it's running, and then I can open this in the browser here. And there we are, we got it working. Now that we have installed Smokeping and we've let it run for a certain amount of time, remember this thing does a ping every 5 minutes. So you need to at least have had it running for an hour or more before you can actually start using it. So we've let it run. So you click on charts, and you will see some of the charts. This one now is a medium round trip to the Oregon State University. Here's another one. This is a Google DNS 8.8.4.4. And here's another one of the Oregon University. That's what you get in charts. But now let's go to internet sites. And there are some preloaded sites. You can always add your own. I like the google.com, so I'm going to click on here. And then you need to click on it again to bring up this crosshairs. And then you select the area you want, and it will then magnify that. So now you can see. Let's go back so that we can find the worst one. The worst one is over here. So let's just take that. Okay, and now we can see that this was 4.5 milliseconds. That's not bad. I can go now and look at others. Now here you can see I had installed the software yesterday. And it will actually show you the time that I installed the software. So that was the time I installed the software. And then we had a thunderstorm, so I had to disconnect the server from the mains. But this is now today, and that's what we saw earlier. This is Linux Server IO. And then you've got European sites, Germany, Switzerland. This has soon been up, actually. That's quite good. And let's see the UK. I also have Cambridge University. And that's been fairly consistent. So my connection to Cambridge, my ping is 180 milliseconds. Apart from websites, you can also look at DNS with this. So let's have a look. There's Google DNS 8.8.8 and also Google DNS 8.8.4.4 and then Cloudflare 1.1.1 and Cloudflare 1.0.0.1. With this information, I am able to say that for the last hour, I've had very good internet connectivity. The purpose of the software is not for doing short-term measurements, but you need to have this thing running on a server continuously for a long time, and then you can get historical data so that you can look at trends when connectivity went up or down, and it can also help you identify if the problem is local, your ISP, or if the problem is a specific server on the other side of the world. I hope you found this interesting. Thank you for watching the video. Please give us a like. We would love you to subscribe to our channel. We've had this channel for a year and we haven't reached our target yet. And with that, back to you there, Josh.
Thank you for watching this video, exploring the world of Proxmox LXC containers and their capabilities. Nico demonstrated creating a Proxmox LXC container. He then showed how to install Docker containers within the Proxmox LXC container. Then, Nico demonstrated installing Portainer to manage Docker images. Finally, he demonstrated how to install Smokeping in the Docker container. If you have not given us a like, please do so. Your dedication to exploring Proxmox's capabilities is invaluable. Stay tuned for more insights, automation, and empowerment through its incredible tools for your home lab. Please like and comment to share your feedback and suggestions for our channel. If you found this video valuable, consider subscribing to stay updated with our latest content and tutorials, ensuring you never miss out on informative videos. Your support is crucial for our channel's growth. For those eager to deepen their knowledge, consider becoming a Patreon supporter for exclusive access to upcoming training courses, enriching your expertise and supporting the channel. We genuinely appreciate your support and look forward to sharing more enriching content with you. Stay curious, keep exploring, and continue harnessing Proxmox's remarkable potential in your home lab and DevOps journey. Thank you for being part of our community.